Welcome to Destination Marriage, a podcast about successfully navigating the winding roads of marriage. Whether you're newlyweds, engaged, looking to get married, or have been married for years, we want to share with you how we have navigated those winding roads over the past 19 years in our marriage.
Join us on this journey as we talk about real-life experiences in a marriage and what we have learned along the way. We discuss love, travel, fitness, raising kids, friendships, and much more, all from the perspective of our lives together.
Happiness, love, grace, passion are some of the things we all strive for in a marriage, and we invite you to take this journey with us.
Welcome to Destination Marriage.
Welcome to episode 32 of Destination Marriage. I'm Jackie and I'm your host today, flying solo, but I'm thrilled to have you join me on this journey today. So I thought it would be a great opportunity today to jump on and talk about a few things. First, I wanted to catch up with you guys and let you know where we've been. I know it's been a little quiet on our end, but Tommy started a new job, and obviously with a new job and a new industry comes just so many things around learning all of the new vernacular and getting acclimated, learning your team and the processes that come with it. So he's been really focused on that. My business has been really busy, which is fantastic. No complaints. But with the start of the year, we've just been really hyper-focused on our jobs. And obviously that needs to come first. But we are really passionate about Destination Marriage and appreciate you guys being so patient. But I also wanted to come on to chat about Valentine's Day. It's quickly approaching, and I thought it'd be a great time to talk about just a few things around Valentine's Day and maybe some ideas, some unique ideas. So you're not just rolling up with a box of chocolates. And I mean, I love roses, but let's be real. It's kind of one of those things that's been played out with the roses and a box of chocolates. I know a lot of people feel like Valentine's is just like this Hallmark holiday. And so what if it is? This is a great opportunity for you to make your significant other feel special. So I want to help with giving you some new ideas, some fresh ideas, and maybe you already have something lined up. I know I've shared before. Every Valentine's Day, I always do a Valentine's breakfast. And this is something we do as a family. It's something that I've done since the boys were babies, so they're used to it. Whether it's on Valentine's Day or the day before, a lot of times it will depend on schedules, school, obviously, that will affect whether or not I'm able to actually do that in the morning. So sometimes I'll hold off till like that Saturday. But this year, Valentine's Day is on Sunday. And so what we're planning on doing is having our Valentine's breakfast. And really, I focus a lot of my energy on the Valentine's breakfast. So it's not just for the boys, it's for Tommy as well. And then the following weekend, we really carve out that time to do something special just for one another. So I wanted to give you guys some ideas. So I'm not going to see husbands or wives, but let's face it, a lot of times I see husbands at the grocery store or Walgreens in a mad dash, like it's supermarket sweeps or last minute panic to get a bouquet of roses, some balloons, and a box of chocolates. We can do better. We can do better. And I'm going to help you out here. Okay. So a few ideas. One of the things, and I know some of these ideas I will say are probably a little bit more extravagant than others and will depend on where you are, whether or not you have the flexibility to do this, because I know we're still in the midst of a pandemic. But one of the ideas I had, which hint to Tommy, I'm just teasing, but buying a piece of luggage, which Tommy actually has bought me luggage before, not for Valentine's Day though. He bought me a really beautiful set of luggage. This is probably a couple of years ago for Christmas, and I love it. But I was thinking this would be a great gift for Valentine's Day. So if you were to buy some, and there's so many different companies out there that have the one that actually he had purchased from, I believe was Ebby Rain, and they have beautiful luggage. So if you want to check them out, but Ebby Rain, so he had purchased this luggage, and I was thinking for Valentine's Day, you could purchase a piece of luggage, and in the luggage, leave a little love note, a love letter, and then add some details on what to pack, what to fill the bag with. Don't tell them where you're headed. Have already it can be a little staycation. It can be a full-on getaway. Obviously depends on the flexibility you have and whether or not you're able to travel at this time. But I think a getaway for Valentine's Day is never a bad idea. And now that, we're maybe have some flexibility now more so than last year with travel, why not take advantage of that? And there's probably some really good deals right now because it is February. So a lot of hotels or resorts will have like a winter package or even a Valentine's package. So add some details if you're going to a ski resort. Obviously, add some details on what she should pack. You don't want her to not be well prepared, what to pack, whether it's a warm locale. And then she'll be completely surprised when you show up at whatever location you chose. I think that's really just a fun idea. It's unique. Obviously, this is not something you may, be able to do every Valentine's Day, but it's time to step it up from the box of chocolates and the dozen roses. So I just want to help you guys do something a little bit different. And also, with coming out of 2020, I think this is probably a Valentine's Day that, you really want to blow it out of the water. Why not? Right. The other idea I was thinking of, and this is something that you can stay local for. So there's no need to really travel or do a getaway, but it's still really fun. And it's kind of like a full-on day date. That would be a scavenger hunt. I was going to say treasure hunt, a scavenger hunt. And you would have clues that are going to lead you to either special spots that have a meaning to both of you, whether it's the first place you went on a date or leads you to a restaurant that has your favorite dessert. Maybe you're going to go to maybe it's a special park that you spent time at, or you're going to pick up, go to a certain location to order your favorite cocktail. And along the way, as you're going through the scavenger hunt, I think it would be a great idea to take pictures. Like if you have a Polaroid camera, I think that's even better. It's kind of unique, and you can put together a little scrapbook at the end of the day or at the end of that weekend, and you'll always have those memories of each and every part of your scavenger hunt. And that's really fun. And you can obviously tailor it to where you're located, your special memories. Obviously, you're going to want to write all of the hints that are necessary for your significant other to find where they're supposed to go or figure out, the actual scavenger hunt. We've never done that. I actually think that'd be a lot of fun. And if I can put something together like that, who knows? Maybe we'll do that this year. We'll see. We do have a Polaroid camera, so which I recently purchased and wanted to use, and I forgot about. So maybe we'll have to use that for Valentine's Day. But there's also, for all of the wives and ladies out there, there's actually a really cool company called mancrates.com. And my sister actually had purchased a gift for Tommy for his birthday from this company. Right now Mancrates actually has some Valentine's boxes where they put together really unique gifts that are obviously targeted towards men, but you can actually choose different things. So some of them are specific to sweets. Others are specific to if they're a beer lover or a whiskey connoisseur. If they're a guy who loves, assorted, different types of sweets like cookies and stuff. It'll come in this really neat crate, and actually comes with a crowbar, and so they can break open the crate, and then it has everything really neatly packaged. The one that she actually had ordered had some monogram glasses that were really cool. Love the glasses. It had a bag of sweets, and then it had a couple of things in there to make, what's that cocktail? I'm trying to think of what it is. Oh, old fashions. Tommy loves old fashions as his favorite cocktail. So it was really well thought out, and it's unique and it's fun. So Mancrates, it's not too late if you want to order from Mancrates. They have some really great packages. Like I said, they have several different Valentine's packages. So you can kind of pick something that's going to be specific to your man. And another idea I have, and I think that this is something that both husband and wife can enjoy together. But if a husband wanted to do this for his wife, I'm sure she would greatly appreciate it. Especially now that we're in February, I think this is kind of like the time of year where you kind of focus on self-care. They say like you're working on your summer body in the winter. Obviously, with having been home all of these months, or maybe you're not getting all the treatments you were getting before, massages and you name it. I'm sure everyone's dying for a spa treatment. So if you can't hit up the spa, which by all means, if you can, that's always really fun to do. But if you can't, putting together a spa package with all of the goodies, and I mean monogrammed or really nice spa robes, maybe put together a few masks or body scrubs. You can put some items in there too for a nice massage, and you guys can give each other a massage. You know, these are all romantic, fun things you can do together. If you don't want to leave home, I think a spa package, even if you're going to leave home, would be fun to do together. And then you can try some new spa treatments. Tommy and I, a few years ago, actually had done that for Valentine's Day. And it was a salt cave. I don't know if you've ever done like a salt cave, but you can, you sit in the salt cave, and it actually helps your sinuses. It helps you relax. You can actually feel it, actually helping your sinuses. It actually felt really good. I didn't really know if it was going to work, but it was very relaxing. And then we did one of these float, I don't know what you call it. I think it's just called like a floating pool or something, where you go in this pod and individually, and you float in there, and it's obviously you're floating because of the salt content that's in the water. So the buoyancy obviously allows you to just sit there and float, and it changes colors, and it plays spa music, and you're supposed to just kind of relax. It was interesting. I don't know if I would do it again, but it was interesting. Probably, definitely well worth giving it a try. Of course, we did massages, and I think we may have done facials as well, but it was a fun day. It was just really nice and relaxing. Then we went for a really nice lunch afterwards, and it was just a nice day. Not a getaway. We didn't go overnight anywhere, but it was just kind of like a nice day date, and we needed that relaxation and just an opportunity to recharge. So if you're in a position, you're in a place where you can't actually go to a spa, because I know that's kind of touch and go right now with whether or not you can, or who's offering what treatments, or if they're even doing couple massages now. I have no idea. You'd have to check out your local spa or resort if you have one nearby. But if you do have that option, I would definitely encourage you to do something along those lines. Actually, doing an activity to me is probably more fun. It's more memorable. I'm not going to turn away a gift, but let's just say if you can plan something special for your wife where you're actually spending time together and you're doing something unique and fun, and you're still, getting a special treat, which would be, spa treatment like that. I think that's always a good route to take. One of the other things I had thought about that I know is kind of random, and you may not be interested in this, but Tommy and I had gone to Dick's Sporting Goods. We tend to go there pretty often just to get stuff for the gym, and our boys have played soccer over the years, so we typically will go there to pick up random items that we need as they grow out of their soccer gear. But they have the Theragun, and if you haven't tried the Theragun, you need to go to Dick's Sporting Goods to try it out, but it's amazing. And if you're an athlete or if you're working out vigorously, trust me, at this point in my life, I needed to have this Theragun, but it was astronomical at the time. I was like, gosh, that's a lot for just a massager. But we both really wanted it because we were working out so much. So we actually got a different one by Logitech, and it's not as quiet as the Theragun. I believe the Theragun is fairly silent. I actually think there may be two versions, but the Logitech one is a little bit louder, but it does have 3 different settings, and it's really great for if you have, if you're doing especially a lot of cardio, and you have a lot of like maybe just tight muscles in your legs or even lower back. It's fantastic. I can't imagine anyone not liking this gift, and it is a practical gift, but I know some people appreciate a good practical gift like I do. So I would encourage you to take a look at that. It's a percussive massager. So it's great for sore muscles. Even if you're not an athlete, but maybe you're sitting at a desk for a long period of time. It's a thoughtful gift for your spouse if you know that maybe they are experiencing sore muscles especially because of the workplace, depending on how they work. And if you're sitting over a computer all day, 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to have some type of sore back or, tight shoulders. That's a really thoughtful gift. I think most importantly, I really want to challenge everyone, husbands and wives, to be thoughtful in your gift giving. And that's why I say jokingly, yeah, there are plenty of husbands that I see at the grocery store, Walgreens, Target, doing a last minute, and I mean last minute shopping, and they're grabbing whatever's left. And, you don't want to grab just whatever's left for your wife. And you don't want to grab whatever's left for your husband. And we have time now to think of something thoughtful, and it doesn't have to be expensive either. It can be, creating a really romantic night at home where maybe you watch your favorite movie together and you cook something different. Or maybe you cook your favorite meal. I think you should change it up every year. I know some people maybe like to go to their same restaurant that they go to every year for Valentine's Day, and that's fine as well. But if you want to create new memories, even for my Valentine's breakfast, I change it up every year. It's not the same meal. It's not the same decorations, and they're not the same gifts, or treats that they get, because I do put together a little table of treats for them. I really try to be thoughtful in everything that I put together for the boys and for Tommy for Valentine's breakfast. And then when we have a romantic night out or a weekend, we really try to do something that's going to be special for the two of us, just to enjoy one another and have fun. It's, I think that when I hear people say, oh, Valentine's Day, it's just a Hallmark created holiday, to me, it feels like an excuse or laziness of really not wanting to put forth the effort and the thought and just the time, and to me, I feel like you should be excited about this day. It's a really fun holiday. It's positive, and I feel like you should take joy in wanting to make your spouse feel special. I don't know why you wouldn't want to make your spouse feel special, make them feel loved and enjoy that romantic time together. This is the day where you can be as cheesy as you want to be, and it's totally fine. I've seen a few other, cute little things also. Actually, Tommy had ordered these socks, and this was funny. Last year, he had ordered socks for myself and then for the boys as well. And the boys' socks actually had our dog's face on them, but mine have Tommy's face, which I love them. And that same company, and I can't think of the name at the moment, but that same company, they actually make boxers. And so, obviously it's a fun Valentine's gift if you wanted to get something silly. And if you guys doing little gag gifts, because it was a fun stocking stuffer for a Christmas gift, but that's also a really fun gift if you want to make something creative for your spouse, putting together a fun scrapbook. And, if you guys normally go away and you're not traveling right now due to COVID restrictions, I think it'd be really fun to take an evening to plan your next trip. Maybe sit down and really put that together. There were a lot of trips that were canceled last year, and I know people were unable to travel because of the restrictions or maybe job changes. Who knows? Everybody experienced some level of change last year. So I think sitting down and maybe pouring a bottle of champagne and thinking of some creative ways you can travel this year, whether you're hopping on a flight or you're going to do a really fun road trip, I think putting that together and planning together creatively and thinking of, what can we do next would be a fun night. It'd be a fun date night. So, if you have kids, drop the kids off at, the babysitters or at mom and dad's and, kind of take over the house if you're going to stay home and make it romantic. You can even create a little tent and with lights and kind of set up even like a sushi night or something where you don't have to cook. But I do want to encourage you to do something fun and exciting. So there's so many ideas. I could go on, but I do want to challenge you to do something different. And hey, I'm not against roses and chocolates, but that should not be your last minute go-to, and it shouldn't be your only go-to. If you want to throw that in as a bonus, by all means, who doesn't like sweets? But I always think of that box of chocolates that I can't think of the name. It's like the standard box of chocolates that you see at your grocery store. And I would bite into each one. This is as a kid, bite into each one and then maybe eat 2 of them because most of them had like that weird peach or weird strawberry filling. If you know what I'm talking about, you know that those are the 2 worst flavors of a chocolate candy on the face of the earth. So I would refrain from purchasing those and try to do something different. Also, here's the other thing that I've noticed, and Tommy and I were talking about this, like just how do you keep the spark alive? How do you keep the spark alive in the midst of a pandemic? And I think this is an opportunity to, if you have been experiencing kind of a lull, don't feel bad. I mean, I'm sure so many people have been experiencing some type of lull or change in mood or added stressors because we're home. But honestly, this could be your opportunity to recharge that spark. And so, even if it's, outside of Valentine's gifts, a couple of other ideas, that I think that would be my challenge to you and encouragement, would be, first by thinking of how can I serve my spouse? How can I serve my spouse today? And so if you think about how you can serve your spouse, obviously that's going to be specific to your spouse and their needs at that time. There may be certain things that they are juggling right now. Maybe you're thinking of, my wife right now, she's overwhelmed. She's working a tremendous number of hours, or she's had sleepless nights because you have young children, or she's just really not feeling like herself because, most people aren't, because we're in the midst of this massive change and we're not engaging like we used to. So thinking outside of ourselves, a part of kind of reigniting that spark is seeing your spouse do those extra things because they're thinking of you and making you feel loved, and you can recognize that they're being considerate and they're putting you first. And that's really what it's about. In a marriage, we need to put our spouse first. So I want to challenge you to think about how can you serve your husband or your wife today? And so if we can take Valentine's Day and maybe let that be the opportunity to really reignite that spark, especially if you've been experiencing any type of change or lull or stressors, it's a really great opportunity, or just a day for you to go all out. And even if it can't be on Valentine's Day, it can still be that week or the next weekend. Like I said, we're not celebrating ours as husband and wife until the following weekend. But leaving, the other thing I would mention, as far as like kind of reigniting that spark is, maybe step away from the phone and don't let the phone be your only means of, communication with your spouse as far as flirting with them. If you're sending them a message, I would say write them a note. If you're leaving for work, if you're not working remote and you're actually going into an office or you're traveling, make sure when they wake up to a little note next to the bed or on the bathroom mirror or next to their coffee mug, letting them know that you're thinking about them and you recognize that, maybe they're working really hard, or, just an appreciation. It can be flirty too. It can be something that's romantic, but I think showing appreciation for who they are and what they do day in and day out, and also just maybe complimenting them on something that you've noticed, especially since you've probably been home with them more often. But I would say writing a note is probably, personally, I feel like it's more thoughtful than shooting a quick text. You know what I mean? Like you text your friends silly things, but take the time to write a love note to your wife or to your husband and let them know that you find them, special, and you want to make sure that your wife feels adored and that you value her. And I think that, even if it's not Valentine's Day, you should do this, as often and as much as, you feel it's on your heart to do so. Or if you recognize that your spouse needs that. Sometimes, we need to step out of ourselves. It's not only about our needs, that's obviously not a marriage. It's two people in a marriage. And so even if you think Valentine's Day is cheesy, I guarantee you your wife's not going to say, oh, no thank you to the gifts or the special date night or the getaway. All of those things would be greatly appreciated. But I do want to challenge you to think outside of the box and make sure that you're also doing those little things outside of Valentine's Day as well, and try something new. Make an effort to break away from the mundane. We've kind of all been home doing the same things in and out of every single day, probably cooking more and cleaning more. And so change it up. If that's, hey, let's go and have a breakfast date, or maybe if you're working away from home, ask her to meet you for lunch and have, maybe at that lunch when she goes to meet you for lunch, or vice versa, you have something special waiting for them at the table. Those little things go a long way. And, obviously we're going to have been married this year for 20 years. Trust me, I'm speaking from experience. The Valentine's days where, Tommy's done really unique things and we've been able to really pour into that time, they stick with me. I remember them. There were Valentine's days where he was traveling and, he made sure I had something special that arrived or a gift that was delivered. And then of course we would celebrate together once he was home again. But, he made the effort to make me feel special. And he knew that it was a very important day to me. And obviously our children, I think at this point, probably when they get married, I'm pretty sure the boys are going to be all about Valentine's Day because I've made such a big deal about it. But I want to challenge everybody. Think of something unique, do something different, and think outside of the box in terms of what your spouse really needs, and whether that is they need the night off, they need, maybe they need just some alone time, maybe they just need some quiet time. And whatever that need is, really try to be in tune to your spouse. Those are gifts too. Those are, different acts of love that you are showing, and you're also letting them know I'm listening and I'm paying attention. I'm in tune to your needs. So, I'm glad you guys stuck with me. Hopefully you thought this was fun and you enjoyed it. Hopefully some of those unique gift ideas maybe got your creative juices flowing. I'm excited for Valentine's Day. I'm actually going to finish up all of my decor this weekend. I've got to put together my menu as well for Valentine's breakfast, because it's just around the corner. So take this weekend and start putting your thinking caps on. I want to hopefully hear from some of you guys, and maybe you guys have some other ideas I haven't thought of, which I would absolutely love to hear and embrace, because guess what? Valentine's is going to be here again next year. So if I haven't, if I'm running out of ideas, by all means, send them my way. I welcome them. But we have some really exciting episodes coming up. Be sure to share this episode. Share any one of our now 32 episodes. We have some really fun guests coming up here in the next few months. I promise we'll have some more consistency. Please bear with us. It's just been really busy with work. But we appreciate you guys. We love our Destination Marriage community. And guys, have a great week. Talk to you soon. Bye. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and if so, please continue to listen and subscribe on Podbean, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. We would greatly appreciate positive reviews, and we will answer any questions at feedback@destinationmarriagepodcast.com. For up-to-date content and news about the podcast, you can follow us on Instagram at destination_marriage and visit our website at destinationmarriagepodcast.com. Be sure to tune in next week.